The car-sharing program Car2Go could be making its way back into the city. It stopped operating because of parking restrictions. However, it did have over 80,000 members in Toronto, including Councillor Mike Layton, who is hoping the program rolls its way back to town.
It's getting more expensive to own a car. It's getting more difficult to park a car, and really people don't want to have that burden of that car ownership because a lot of our cars on some of our residential streets are sitting there 80-90% of the time not moving. Well, what if instead of owning a car sitting there paying the insurance on it and maintenance for the vehicle, you could get a vehicle when you needed it for that short period?
So car-sharing programs could be the way of the future in big cities like Toronto, but what about taking it one step further? Think about this. Car-sharing programs, self-driving cars, which would mean you wouldn't have to own a car and you wouldn't even have to drive one, which would virtually eliminate parking lots like this one. According to one U of T professor, it could be closer than we think. Will people own a car in 5, 10, 20 years from now? What do you think the streets of major cities will look like?
Yeah, this is a good question. So I think everyone who commutes knows that you spend a lot of time, useless time in the car. So people have done studies that a typical commuter could save 50 minutes a day if they wouldn't drive themselves. So for that, you would need self-driving cars, and self-driving cars will be more expensive than the regular cars. So we envision that those cars are shared.
So shared self-driving cars perhaps is the way of the future.
Right, because again, studies have shown that one self-driving car could replace 9 regular cars right now. So 9 families could share one self-driving car on average, because you know, most of the time our car just stands there and it's not driving. Just
sits there in parking lots. So it may look like something like if I have to go to work right now, I would just go on my phone and then a couple minutes later a self-driving car may show up.
Exactly, yeah. It's basically like having your personal driver, which right now only very rich people could afford, right? Yeah.
And then after it drops me off, maybe go pick somebody up, and then I might get a new car on my way home.
Exactly, yes. And you know, you may even share part of your ride with someone else if you are willing to do that, and that would save some money.
So car sharing programs are here. No word yet on when we will see self-driving car sharing programs. They are currently being tested in some American cities, but the professor we spoke to says that self-driving buses could be in Toronto within 5 years.